Hey everybody, welcome back to the Aerial Bliss YouTube channel. Today I want to talk to you about 50mm poles. Give them some 50mm pole love. So I see a lot of people on social media and pole dancing forums really try to demonize a 50mm pole. They act like it's somehow not possible to pole dance on a 50mm pole. So let's talk about that for a little bit. When I started pole dancing, which admittedly was a while ago, every pole that I encountered, the studio that I learned at, and all the strip clubs I've been to, have 50mm poles. And a lot of strip clubs still do just have 50mm poles. So a lot of people say they can't dance on a 50mm pole because their hands are too small. I'm gonna call bullshit on that. If decades of strippers can use a 50mm pole and do their jobs, and my daughter, when she was just 3, would come in here, hold on with her little hands, pull the pin, and spin around wearing pants, so she was gripping just with her hands. Your hands are big enough. They are. Unless your hands are somehow smaller than my daughter's were when she was 3, which I'm really kind of doubting. So now that we've debunked that myth, your hands are not too small, and let's talk about some other things. So I once had the great privilege of having Susie and Toby here at my studio. And when they came, a lot of pole places had already switched over to smaller poles, especially in Australia, where they were coming from. They showed up and I felt a little embarrassed because all I had was 50mm poles at the time. And they came and I was like, you guys, just so you know, this is the situation. All I have are 3 50mm stainless steel poles. And they looked at me and they're like, dude, that's fine. They're like 50, 45, 40, stainless, chrome, brass. It doesn't matter, it's pole. Like, we're professionals, a pole's a pole. It's fine. And I love that. And I carried it through with me a lot of times in my pole life, my pole journey. Because I've gone to pole competitions where they told me I was going to get a chrome pole and I got a brass pole instead. I've had poles had to be switched for a variety of reasons, like the spin function broke on one, and one was this they were 2 different stage poles, but one had like the stage and one was a low profile. And my choreography required me to like sit on the stage with my feet over the edge. Yeah, we had to switch poles because the spin function broke on the one that was supposed to spin. I also went to one where we had to swap poles. It was also a spin pole issue. So I think the 45 was supposed to spin and the 50 was supposed to be static. But the 45 wasn't working on spin, so they had to make the 50 spin and the 45 static. So sometimes you just never know what you're gonna get. Or you might show up to an amateur night at a strip club, they might have 50s. I also have this thought, and it may or may not be true. I don't know, I have no way to check. But a lot of people tell me they feel stronger on a 45. And I also see a lot of really bad pole injuries when I'm scrolling through pole forums. And I'm wondering if that feeling stronger makes people think they can do moves they're not really ready for, and then they end up damaging their shoulder or another body part. Just food for thought. Like, I really have no way to check that, but it's something to think about. Here's the other thing. So if you train on a 50, things usually feel so easy on a 45. So if you train on a 50 and then you go to a competition where you get a 45, you are going to feel like such a badass and knock your routine out of the park because it's going to be so easy for you. But if you're used to a 45 and you have to work on a 50, a lot of times that doesn't go quite as smoothly. I mean, it depends on you and your skills, obviously. And, oh, I had one more thought about this whole thing. Hold on a second. 45, 50. Oh, so in my studio, got it. At my studio, I have 250 still and 145. And I really encourage people to train on both of them. Why do I do that? Because one is smaller than, they're different sizes, right? And it feels different. Well, they're different sizes, your grip is different, feels different, it's using your muscles differently. So I feel like you get a little bit more well-rounded workout and maybe lower your chance of some repetitive stress injuries because you're changing that angle, changing the way your muscles are gripping. So yeah, that's my story. Don't hate on the 45. Don't hate on the 45s. You don't hate on the 45s. They're good. But don't hate on the 50s either. It's a good pull. See? It's a good pull. You can use it. It works. So this is my little video about a 50 millimeter pull love. Thanks for watching.